Welcome to EDU World Space.
To find r, we do the square root of minus 1 squared plus 1 squared. So this is for part A. So we do square root of the x component squared plus the y component squared. So that's going to be square root of 2. And then to find theta, we do arctan of the y component divided by the x component. And this would be all we would have to do if the x component was positive. But since the x component's negative, we have to add on pi here, because arctan is always going to provide an angle where the x component is going to be positive. So if we have a negative x component, then we account for that by adding on this pi at the end. So this is going to give us minus pi over 4 plus pi as our angle. And then z is just the same z we have here, 1. Okay, so we have, for part A, we have square root of 2 minus pi over 4 plus pi and 1. And for part B, we do the same type of thing. So r, we do the square root of 2 squared, well, square root of minus 2 squared, but that's the same thing as square root of 2 squared, plus 2 root 3 squared. So I'll put a minus sign in here so people aren't confused. So it's the same thing as before, square root of x component squared plus the y component squared. So this is going to turn out to be the square root of 16, which is just equal to 4. And then again, when we're solving for theta, it's important to figure out whether or not the x component we're working with is positive or negative. So in this case, we again have a negative x component. So we want to remember that for theta, we have to tack on that plus pi. Okay, so the y component is 2 root 3. The x component is minus 2. The x component is negative, which means we have to add on this plus pi here. Okay, so theta is minus pi over 3 minus pi over 3, and then we have to add on this pi. And again, the z component is just going to be the z component that shows up here, 3. Okay, so we'll summarize everything on the next page. 4 was our r value, minus pi over 3 plus pi. That's our theta. And then the z value is just the z value that showed up in the rectangular coordinates, 3.